Hello dear students, so let's continue the discussion regarding the nomenclature and identification and how scientific names are given for the living organisms. See, as nearly 1.7 to 1.8 millions of species of organisms are identified and described, okay, in order to facilitate the study of these organisms, number of scientists all over the world, okay, so they have developed or established certain procedures in order to give scientific names for the each known organism. So if an organism is known or identified means how a scientific name should be given for that organism. What are the procedures to be followed in order to give scientific name for that organism so that that organism can be identified or recognized with the same name all over the world. Such procedures are developed or established by various scientists or number of scientists, okay, all over the world. And such procedures are acceptable to the biologists all over the world. See, the giving scientific name for the living organism is not like giving name for the human baby. So after the birth of the human baby, after few months, it will be named like as Pinky or Ramu, okay, Mohan, like that. Some name will be given for that baby, right? But it is not like that to name or give scientific name for the living organism. There are certain rules or the principles, established principles are there to be followed while giving scientific name for the living organism. Let's see where that principles or the criteria will be present and provided in order to name the plants and animals. So, for example, the plants' scientific names are based on the agreed principles and criteria which are provided in ICBN. So what do you mean by ICBN? What is the full form of ICBN? It is nothing but International Code for Botanical Nomenclature or the Biological Nomenclature. So International Code for the Botanical Nomenclature or the Biological Nomenclature. So where you will find the criteria and principles in order to give scientific name for the plants. So remember, the full form of ICBN is International Code for Biological Nomenclature. Very important one for the 1 mark question in PUC and for the CET as well as the NEET. Similarly, the scientific name for the animals, okay, so they are given with the criteria and principles given by ICZN. What do you mean by ICZN here? Nothing but International Code of Zoological Nomenclature. Zoological Nomenclature. So from where you will get certain principles and criteria in order to give a scientific name for the animals. So scientific names of animals are based on the principles of ICZN and scientific names of the plants are based on principles of ICBN. ICBN stands for International Code for Biological Nomenclature. ICZN, that stands for International Code of Zoological Nomenclature. So when a scientific name is assigned to an organism, what should be its character or how it should be means? So scientific names should ensure that each organism has only one scientific name. Each organism has only one scientific name, or it should be given only one scientific name. Means the same name should not be used for any known organism. If an organism is named with a scientific name means the same name should not be used for any other known organism. Say for example, my name is Pradeep. There are so many people are present in India with the name Pradeep. Means this name has got repeated many times to the many human individuals, right? This will not happen or this should not happen in the scientific name. If a scientific name is given for a particular organism means such name should not be used for any other known organism. Say for example, yesterday we have taken the example of dog and its scientific name is Canis familiaris. So same name should not be used for any other animal. Canis familiaris means that is dog only. Wherever you see the dog in the world, it can be identified as Canis familiaris. You cannot call the Canis familiaris for a tiger. Its name is, Panthera tigris. Panthera tigris means tiger. Like that, scientific name should not be used for any other known organism. So, one more character is that description of any organism. If any organism is described, that should enable the people to arrive at the same scientific name all over the world without leading to any confusion. So the people all around the world should should arrive at the same scientific name when that organism is described. It means scientific names are given to the organism based on the described characters. So this is what regarding the nomenclature and how scientific name is given for the living organisms. Note down these points. Next we are going to discuss regarding a very important aspect of taxonomy or naming, giving scientific name for the living organism, that is binomial nomenclature. Make a note of these points now. See, so the next concept is regarding binomial nomenclature. Who introduced the binomial nomenclature? Means usually in books you will find that one, Carolus Linnaeus is the name. But this binomial nomenclature was introduced by Gaspard Bauhin. So remember the name, binomial nomenclature was introduced by Gaspard Bauhin and it was popularized by Carolus van Linnaeus. So don't get confused here. Binomial nomenclature was introduced by Gaspard Bauhin but practiced and popularized by Carolus van Linnaeus. Then what this binomial nomenclature is? Till now we have discussed nomenclature is nothing but the process of giving scientific name to the living organisms. Then what this binomial nomenclature? So here the name itself indicates here, bi means two, nomial means names. Means the nomenclature or the process of giving scientific names for the living organisms with two components. So each scientific name has two components and those components are nothing but the one is generic name, nothing but the genus name or to which genus that organism belongs to, and the second part of the scientific name should be specific epithet or species name. It can also be called as species name. So such a system of providing the scientific name with two components, that is generic name and the specific epithet, such system is called as binomial nomenclature. So what do you mean by binomial nomenclature? Nothing but each scientific name has two components, that is with generic name and then the specific epithet. Such a system of providing scientific name is called binomial nomenclature. Let us understand the binomial nomenclature with an example. So scientific name of mango is, scientific name of the mango plant is, mango plant of the tree is. So what is its scientific name means? It is Mangifera indica. Mangifera indica. So here this Mangifera, so it is nothing but the generic name. So it is nothing but generic name of the mango plant. And here this indica is representing, represents a species of mango. Species of mango. So in this way, the scientific names will be having two components. The first one is a generic component of the generic name, nothing but the genus name. So here the genus of mango is Mangifera, and next species of that mango. So in that mango there will be many species, many different species will be present, and here particularly to which species this mango belongs to means that is indica. So indica is representing a particular species of the mango, or so that scientific name of the mango plant is Mangifera indica. For this Mangifera, many other plants also belongs, but among the genus of Mangifera, which one is a mango plant means the plant which belongs to the species indica is representing the mango plant. That is representing a mango plant. So similarly, or in this way, scientific names are given with two components. One is genus name, second one is the species name or the specific epithet. So then, what are the rules of binomial nomenclature? How a scientific name should be written, or while writing the scientific name, what are all the rules to be followed? Let's see that now. So what are the rules of binomial nomenclature, which are called as universal rules of the binomial nomenclature? So this one is most important for the PU examination as well as the NEET and CET examination. So what are the rules of binomial nomenclature? Means here there are 4 defined rules are there while writing or giving the binomial nomenclature of any organism, or giving scientific name with 2 components for any organism. So what are those rules? First one, always the biological names or the scientific names are in Latin language. They are generally in the Latin language and written in italic font. They are written in italic font. You know what the italic font means? Italic means slant. So when the scientific name is printed, it will be in italic, or slightly those letters will be slant. That indicates if any name is in italic means that indicates a scientific name or the biological name of the organism. So they are Latinized or derived from the Latin language irrespective of their origin. When the name of that organism is from any other origin, it should be Latinized first, or it should be derived from the Latin language in order to provide a scientific name for that. That is the first rule. So what is the first rule? Always the biological names are generally in Latin language and written in italics. If the name of the organism is from any other origin means it should be Latinized or derived from the Latin language. Next, in such scientific names, the first word of a scientific name is representing the genus. The first word is always indicating or representing the genus, and the second word in that, or the second component in that scientific name, represents a species or specific epithet. So the second rule is the first word of the scientific name or the biological name is always representing a genus name, and the second component is denoting its species name or the specific epithet. Third one is both the words of the biological name, that is genus name and then the species name, right? When they are handwritten, it should be written separately and should be underlined separately. Or when printed, it should be in italics. Why it should be in italic font means in order to indicate their Latin origin. Say for example here, if we take the example here, Same example we will consider here, that is Mangifera indica. Mangifera indica. So I have written it in a handwritten format. Then the first component Mangifera, second component indica should be underlined separately. What we have taken here, right? When handwritten, they are underlined separately. When the same name is printed, then it should be in italic fonts. Now the italics to indicate their Latin origin. Okay. Next, the first word which denotes the genus should always start with a capital letter. See how that name is written. The only first letter of the genus name, a generic component, is in capital, remaining are in small letters. Similarly, the first letter of the specific epithet should start with a small letter itself. So that is what the next rule. First word denoting a genus should start with the capital letter, while the specific epithet starts with the small letter. So that is a rule how a biological name should be written. Is it clear? And if the author name should be added to the scientific name or the biological name. So next what happens? Okay, if the author name should be included, means name should be included. Means the one who describes that particular organism, if his name or her name should be included means it should be added after specific epithet, or species name in abbreviated form. That do in abbreviated form. What is that? Say for example, Mangifera indica was first described by Carolus Linnaeus. So that his name will be written after the specific epithet like this, Linn. So I am not going to write the complete name of the one who introduced that species or one who described that species. It will be written in abbreviated form. Say for example, instead of Linnaeus, if I am the one who described that plant firstly, means my name will be added here in abbreviated form. That is, as my name is Pradeep, I have to write only the 4 letters of my name, that is PRAD. It's Pradeep, PRAD only. That indicates, so this indicates name of the author or name of the person who described that individual, the organism or the plant first time. Is it clear, guys? So these are the rules of writing the binomial nomenclature. Very important for the PU examination. It is the most happening question for the PU examination for 2 to 3 marks. And these rules are very, very important for the CET and NEET examination also. Is it clear, guys? So this is what regarding the how to write a scientific name or how to write a biological name of the plants or the animals. So next class we will discuss regarding the classification and taxonomy. Thank you, guys.